How's it going, guys? Welcome to the first update since the original video. In this video, I'm going to be showing an update on how the portfolio is doing. Remember, our aim is to grow the portfolio from $100,000 to $500,000, and we're trying to do it ourselves, hoping that we can do it much faster than if we were to give it to someone else to invest for us, or if we were to just leave it alone and do it passively. So without any further ado, let's begin. So I'm just gonna first get Wealthsimple open. So since the last video, our portfolio is up. We were at $147,000, 766. Now we're currently at $149,000, 289. Which makes for a portfolio of 1,562 since last week. Starting with the TFSA, we made a couple of moves. So first thing is we sold Air Canada. Like I mentioned in the last video, this was bought many months back when we were looking for a gain, but it really didn't pay any dividends, so we got rid of that. So last week I saw an opportunity to sell Air Canada at a profit. I sold for $32.34 profit, which wasn't um, a great investment looking back because if I invested that money into something else, I would have also got monthly dividends on top of that gain, but at least we didn't sell it for a loss. Number two, we sold a portion of our USCL. USCL is Global X's enhanced S&P 500 cover call ETF. I was a bit heavy on that, probably around $35,000. And we are moving into a bit of chop with the US market. So I decided to trim that down a bit and invest that in other products in the portfolio. Next, we also bought HPYT, which is Harvest's premium yield treasury ETF, which follows US government bonds. Currently, we've got about 3,900 shares with an average price of $11.04. This is a bit of a loss, but that's okay. This is going to pay a monthly dividend, and when this goes up, we could potentially see a great gain. Number three, just like I showed previously, USCL, it is up about $541.85 in terms of what we have here. Uh, we also did a sale of FTN. This was a stock that I wanted to get rid of for the longest time. I bought it back in 2021, and since then it dropped quite up substantially from about $12 when I bought it to about $8. I did manage to average it down to about $8.43. But it only was until recently when I was able to break even on that sale. And with the combined with the dividends that it pays monthly, I probably saw probably close to about $10,000 in terms of both dividend returns as well as growth. So that was pretty good. Aside from that, we did a couple of buys and sells since the last portfolio. We bought BTCYB, um, which was a good purpose. So in total, I bought about uh, $7,410 worth of BTCYB. It's currently not in the portfolio, so I can't really show it. And then we sold for $7,886.60, which made for about a $471.60 profit. Number two, we also did buy ETHY, which follows Ethereum. With the recent increase in cryptocurrency prices, we also saw a profit on that as well. So we bought for $2,098. We sold it for $2,234, which was a profit of $136, which is sweet. Moving on to our US stocks, which we have in a non-registered. Couple of changes you can see here. Last video I had Nike, but we sold at $9.91 profit. We originally bought for a position of $486.84. We sold it for $496.75. In between, I also did do a swing of Meta and Coin. These were two US stocks that were down, and I went to buy the dip. Meta, I ended up with about $1 profit, not a lot because Meta is quite expensive, so I wasn't able to purchase a lot of shares in that. Coin as well, we made about $2 profits just because there was a bit of volatility that I saw with the market with coin. So I decided to get rid of that and also buy into eventually Ethy, which is a much cheaper price. I can pick up more shares and I got some more of that. In terms of the existing stocks that I have in the portfolio, which I'm bullish about and I want to go long. The first one is Palantir. If you remember with Palantir in the last video, I was in for about an average of $38. I did since then buy additional shares at a higher price because it doesn't seem like Palantir is going below 40s anytime soon. So I bought some more when it dropped down to about $41, maybe 42, low 42s. And now I'm up to an average price of $40.19. But that's totally okay because Palantir has been up since then. And currently I'm up about $94.10 on that on a $1,687.96 investment, which is about 6%. An additional stock that I also added to my US portfolio is LendingTree. So LendingTree, I bought in for about $56. It went up quite a bit, really, really quick. If you look at the chart for this one from the last week, it's just been going up with a few drops in between. But overall, up to the 60s now. Since then, I did add a second position into it, at a higher price, I think around $59. So now my average price has risen from the 56 to about $57.94. But that's okay because I now have much bigger investment in this, and I have about 20 shares. So this is a stock that I'm planning to also hold for long term, just like Palantir, at least during this next period where U.S. interest rates are reducing. Reason being because LendingTree is a company that basically borrows money to lenders and investors, and I just see that as a very profitable business during this time when we've had money stashed on the sideline for so long since COVID. There's been a lot of money that has been saved up because people are not too sure about whether it's a good time to invest in the stock market or not. Now that interest rates are going down and the cost of borrowing has gone down, I do see in the foreseeable future that lending money to invest in the stock market is going to be on the rise. Therefore, this is the reason why I bought Lending Tree. Lastly, let's look at the dividends that we received for this month. So, if I go into the dividends, we made multiple dividends this month. $30 from YTSL, which is an ETF following Tesla. $29 for ENCL, which follows oil prices. $397.30 as again on ENCL from my other account. $184 from USCL, and lastly $255 from HPYT. Oh, finally, I forgot to mention a $27.65 dividend from FTN before I sold it. So in total, dividends for this month totals to 922 and 95 cents. This is a little lower than what I'm used to in the past. My dividends were much higher in the past, around $1,800 or so. But because I am going through a big change in my portfolio, selling my huge position on FTN and now bringing some new funds in. And also, as I'm doing that, I'm also reallocating to find the right balance that I want. Um, that's this month, I am receiving a bit of a lower dividend just because I have more money stashed on the side in case I want to buy some more in case there's a dip. Um, so yeah, going into next month, I am looking for my dividend to increase by quite a bit. All right, so that's it in terms of what I did since the last video. Moving forward, I think my next moves will be keeping an eye on AMD. Uh, AMD has dropped quite a bit. and I'm looking at that. If the price is right, I might pick up several shares of AMD. Let's just put the AMD chart up here. As you can see, for the last week, it's been going down, down, down. It's currently at $156.64. I may start buying some at 150 if it ever drops to that point. But if not, no loss. I'm not looking forward to take a trade just for the sake of taking a trade. Only when stocks are down at a very attractive price. Secondly, I'm also looking at NET. It's another stock that I might be looking to get into if the price is right. This is a stock that I wanted to pick up last week actually, but since I had that idea, it kind of went through this huge jump from $84 up to about $89, $92, and that was a little too rich for my liking. So I haven't been jumping into this stock yet, but if it does go down, I will. So I'll be looking at that. Lastly, I will be looking at some of the stocks that has been uh, risen due to the Chinese stimulus, one of which being BABA. If BABA does keep going down, I might pick up some stocks of that, but currently it's at 105 $101.85, which is a bit of a drop from where it was at during closer to the Chinese national holiday. So if this one drops below $100, I might pick up a few shares of that. All right, so that's it for this update for the portfolio. Stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, click like for this video, and I'll be back next week with another portfolio update.